So you finally did it. You unboxed that gorgeous brand new iPhone, you peeled off the protective plastic, you turned it on, and you're staring at that crisp, brilliant display. But then, reality hits. Your entire digital life is still sitting on your old device. We're talking about years of memories, that absolutely crucial authenticator app you literally need to log into work tomorrow, the unbacked up photos from your last vacation, and those endless, irreplaceable message threads. How on earth do you get it all over to the new one safely without losing a single megabyte? Well, welcome to today's explainer, where we are going to master your iPhone data migration.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll look at the data migration dilemma, break down the ultimate showdown between Quick Start and iCloud, walk through the step-by-step process, uncover exactly what will not transfer, and finally give you the tools to fix those annoying transfer glitches.
That is the million-dollar question, right? Honestly, it's completely natural to feel a little wave of panic right now. The fear of losing precious memories or getting locked out of important accounts is incredibly common. That very first hello screen on your new phone is usually the most intimidating part of the whole shebang. You're immediately faced with a choice of how to bring your data over, and making the wrong choice here can lead to hours of frustration. But don't worry, by the end of this explainer, you are going to have a foolproof strategy to execute this flawlessly.
All right, Section 1, the data migration dilemma, navigating the anxiety of data transfer.
Moving right along to Section 2, Quick Start versus iCloud, the ultimate showdown. So, Apple essentially gives you two main paths to get your data from point A to point B, direct speed or wireless convenience. On one side, we've got Quick Start. Think of Quick Start like a literal turbocharger for your data. It's a direct device-to-device transfer. You can do it wirelessly by just setting the phones right next to each other, or you can actually plug in a cable for a wired Wonder approach. It's fast and it does real-time verification. On the flip side, we have iCloud Backup. Now, this offers the ultimate cord-free freedom, but, and this is a big but, it is 100% dependent on your Wi-Fi connection, which brings some serious caveats. If your internet drops out, or, if someone in the other room is streaming Netflix and hogging all your bandwidth, your backup can easily slow to an absolute crawl.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how the data breaks down the reliability advantage of Quick Start. Comparing the speeds, Quick Start can be up to 50% faster, especially if you use a cable, while iCloud varies wildly based on your home or cafe Wi-Fi. But the real game changer is the reliability. Because Quick Start uses a direct, localized connection and verifies data in real time, it has incredibly high reliability with a super low risk of glitches. iCloud, however, is a bit prone to occasional stalls if you're trying to push a massive backup over a congested network. And a stall means you might wake up the next morning and find your phone is still only halfway done transferring. Nobody wants that. In fact, tests have shown that using Quick Start over a wired connection can transfer an impressive 2.5 gigabytes of data per minute. To put that into perspective, that is roughly transferring an entire full-length HD movie every single minute. That kind of speed is just hard to beat if you want to get your phone set up and get on with your day.
Which brings us to Section 3, the step-by-step process, executing a flawless transfer.
We are going to distill Apple's dense documentation into hyper-clear, actionable steps so you can do this right now. Here is the exact process for Quick Start. First, keep both devices near each other, ideally within 5 to 15 feet. Crucially, make sure Bluetooth is turned on for your old device. Bluetooth actually acts as the digital handshake that introduces the two phones to each other before the heavy lifting begins. Second, a prompt will appear on your old phone, and your new phone will display this swirling blue cloud-like animation. Use your old phone's camera to scan that animation, almost like a QR code. Third, simply choose Transfer from iPhone. And fourth, keep both devices plugged into a power source and just wait. Remember, both phones will be completely occupied and unusable until this migration is fully completed, so go grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let them do their thing.
But hey, what if you want to use the cloud method and you don't actually pay for massive amounts of iCloud storage? Well, Apple actually has a brilliant workaround for us: temporary iCloud storage. Apple grants you free, unlimited iCloud space for 21 days specifically to back up and migrate your old device to a new one. This is an absolute lifesaver if you have a 256 gigabyte phone packed with videos, but you only have the free 5 gigabyte iCloud tier. You don't have to pull out a credit card and upgrade your storage plan just for a one-day transfer.
To trigger this, grab your old device. Step 1, open Settings, go to General, scroll to the absolute bottom and tap Transfer or Reset iPhone. Step 2, under the Prepare for New iPhone section, just tap Get Started. If you don't have enough space, Apple will automatically offer you the free extra storage. Let it complete the backup, and again, this might take a while depending on your Wi-Fi. Then, step 3. Turn on your new device, connect it to Wi-Fi, and when you reach the apps and data screen, tap Restore from iCloud Backup. Boom. It takes the financial stress right out of the migration.
Now for Section 4. What will not transfer? Avoiding the invisible traps. Real users have navigated these migrations and discovered some pretty sneaky hidden gotchas. And this brilliantly illustrates why assuming everything transfers automatically is a huge mistake. Just look at this list of items that typically do not make the jump. Two-factor authenticators, like Duo or Google Authenticator, often do not transfer their live connection tokens. Now, this isn't a bug. It's a deliberate, high-level security feature, so someone can't just clone your phone and steal your access. You have to manually reestablish them. Many banking apps are going to require you to log back in and verify your identity again. You'll need to repair your Bluetooth devices like your car stereo or those wireless headphones. And here are a couple of really surprising ones. TikTok drafts and Safari private browsing tabs do not carry over. People blindly wipe their old phones, thinking it's all there, and suddenly they're locked out of their work accounts and their bank, all while mourning the loss of their unsaved videos. No way do we want that to happen to you.
Because of these hidden traps, there is a golden rule, straight from Apple support. So the absolute crucial point to remember is this quote right here. Do not erase your current iPhone or iPad until you restore your temporary backup to your new device. Keep your old device totally intact until you have physically opened your new phone. Test your banking apps. Log out and log back in. Verify your two-factor authenticators are generating valid codes. Make sure your photos are actually physically in the camera roll, not just some blurry thumbnail trying to load from the cloud. Keeping that old device until the transfer is 100% finished and fully verified is absolutely critical to preventing permanent data loss.
Finally, Section 5. Fixing transfer glitches. What to do when you get stuck. Sometimes, despite doing everything perfectly right, the tech gremlins just strike. If you are staring at a dreaded, frozen, preparing to transfer screen, here are your actionable solutions. First, update both devices to identical iOS versions. Quick Start works so much better when the software matches perfectly. Second, double-check that both phones are connected to the exact same Wi-Fi network. You don't want one on your home network and one accidentally connected to a cellular hotspot. Third, keep them physically close, within 5 to 15 feet. And finally, if it's still stalling out, go into the old phone and reset network settings. Now, don't panic, this will not delete your photos or your apps. It simply wipes out old saved Wi-Fi passwords and Bluetooth connections, flushing out those minor bugs that often cause communication delays between the two devices.
But above all else, guys, be patient. We are moving massive amounts of data, high-resolution photos, 4K videos, and incredibly complex app data. A 256 gigabyte or larger data transfer can easily take well over an hour, and sometimes even longer if you have a lot of really large files. Staring at a progress bar that hasn't seemed to move in 20 minutes is enough to make anyone anxious, but stalls are completely normal. Don't interrupt it. Just plug both phones into the wall, leave them alone, and let the software do its magic. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, from the lightning speed of Quick Start to the wireless freedom of iCloud to those sneaky apps that get left behind. But I want to leave you with this final provocative question. Have you fully verified your banking and 2FA apps before wiping that old phone? Take 5 minutes to double-check your digital hygiene, log in, check your accounts, and make sure everything is functioning perfectly on the new hardware. Trust me, your future self will absolutely thank you for being cautious. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and hey, go enjoy that brand new device.